The other relationships that are good to know is when you're playing worship music. This is one of my favorite things about playing the bass. And this is how people can not have a chord chart in front of them. This is how people can just like sit in with a band and then just start playing, just pick up the instrument and start going. If you've ever wondered how people do that, it's because of some patterns very similar to this on their bass. Okay. Now this is pretty cool. Most worship songs now are going to use 3 or 4 chords in order to play them. You're going to start with the key of the song. Okay, the Build My Life was in the key of G, right? And so that's the first note. That's what the key, all the key means is that makes it feel like home. Whenever you come back to the key, it feels like there's some type of resolution, that it feels good. Okay, I'm home. Ooh, great. Okay. All right, and then what you do is you make some departures away from home, and then you come back to home again. All right, if we went, it doesn't feel right because we want to come back home. All right, now if we're playing a G, and if we go up 4 notes in the G scale, so that's going to be G, A, B, C. Okay, C is the 4th note in the G scale. It's right here. A string, 3rd fret. So, a lot of the time in worship music, you're going to have the key note, the root note, in this case G, and then you're going to have the 4th note up is going to be a chord that works in that key. All right, so G and C, and what we did in that verse 1 is we just rock back and forth between these. This works, the 1 to 4 in the scale works so well. So G and C, okay, and then what we had in the bridge, I will build my life. Okay, we went to a D. All right, so D also works. All right, so we've got G, 3rd fret, E string, A string, 3rd fret, C. We've also got a D, which is the 5th fret of the A string. And then it is a firm foundation. That's an E minor. And we're going to slide up 2 frets to that E minor. Okay. If you just learned this, whatever the root chord is of the song, that's going to be one of the chords. That's going to be and then if you do the next string down on the same fret, that's going to be the 4th note of the scale, and that's going to be the 4 chord. That's going to be one of the common notes that we're going to come to. And then if I go 2 frets up from that, that's going to be another one of the common chords we're going to go to in worship music. And then if I go up 2 frets from that, then that's also going to be one of the common chords. Now, you might notice that I called this E minor while we were playing that song. And that's simply because when we're doing songs, there are major and minor chords. Now, it doesn't matter as much to you right now because you're just playing one note at a time, but later on, that's going to really, really matter. And the only difference between major and minor is whether or not it makes like a happy feeling or a darker or a sadder feeling, right? And you can do that by manipulating which notes you play. You can change chords from a major to minor chord with just the movement of one note. We'll get into that later, but for now, all you need to know is that whenever you come to that point in our song chord structure, this one up here is going to be the minor chord, okay, minor 6. Okay, so when we're talking about numbers, the root chord, the key of the song is 1, C in this case is going to be 4, and then D is going to be 5, and then minor 6. Okay, if you know that, you can pretty much play every worship song, country song, and pop song ever written. Okay, now, and Build My Life. We also have a minor 2, which is that A minor, and you'll notice that it feels a little bit different than most songs, and it's just because it's not as common as the 4, 5, and 6 with the 1. Okay? I hope that makes some sense. If it doesn't, just trust me, the more you kind of learn that pattern, the better. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you that that can move across the fretboard. Okay? Let's start with the D. D, right here, the 5th fret of the A string. Okay? If we play a D here, remember the 4 chord is going to be the next string down, same fret. Okay? Now we're going to go up 2 frets. That's the 5th chord. Then we go up 2 frets, and that's the minor 6 chord. You don't even need to know what those notes are, right? No, I'm going to tell you because I'm a decent teacher. Okay? This right here is a D, right? 5th fret of the D string is a G. Then you have an A. And then you have a B minor. Okay? And those are the most common notes that you're going to play in the key of D. Right? Now, there's a bunch of different ways to play those notes all throughout the fretboard, but if you have that pattern, it's going to unlock some things.